Hello everybody, my name is Eleen, and I wanted to talk about our planet today. I really want you guys to think about what you would do or how you would react if you found out that our planet wasn't livable anymore or wasn't going to be for much longer. I know when I think about that, I get a lot of not so positive things going on in my head. I get anxious and nervous, and it's a really big deal to think about something like that. And that's why it's important to really think about how we can help avoid that situation. If we all keep doing what we're doing with no positive changes to our daily routines, to our lives, the future will not have much of anything. Future for our people, future for our planet, there won't be much to really live off of, I guess, is the words I want to use. So what I'm going to be talking about is what exactly is the problems that are going on with our planet and our world, and what exactly can we do to help improve on those situations. So first of all, what is climate change? Climate change, in direct quotes, is, or it refers to any significant change in the measures of climate lasting for an extended period of time. So, in other words, changes to our temperatures, changes to our wind patterns, changes to precipitation, everything like that lasts longer than decades or even longer than that. So what is global warming? Global warming is, in quotes, a gradual increase on the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, generally attributed to the greenhouse effect. And the greenhouse effect is when the trapment of the sun's warmth is in our lower atmosphere. So it's trapped and it's stuck down and it can't release. So, those are all caused from pollutants, which are a major concern for our world, which is like the number one thing of what's causing our climate change and global warming. So what are pollutants? Pollutants are things that change our global warming and our climate change. That's what they do. That's what they are. And most of them are man-made. Some examples of pollutants would be ozone, which is like smog, which, if any of you know California, you know they have a huge smog rule, and you have to get your cars checked, and if it produces too much smog, then there's fees and you can't drive it, and it's a big ordeal. Used to live there, and I think it's honestly a good idea, and I think every state should have something similar to that. Another pollutant would be particle matter. So particle matter is sooty particles, which are fine powders consisting chiefly of carbons that color smoke. So like that make it dark and black and nasty. Another example of a pollutant would be sulfur dioxide or sulfur acid, which is acid rain. Carbon monoxide, which is product of incomplete combustion, so not being able to combust how it's supposed to. Nitrogen oxides, which are from burning of fossil fuels, which help our electricity, and diesel exhaust, which is obviously from diesel fuel, and is a bunch of chemicals that get released in our air. And with those being said, most of those are man-made. So what that means is that we can do something to change it. We can do something to limit all of those pollutants into our atmosphere. So from research, we already are seeing the effects of changes in our world, from climate change, from global warming. We are already seeing effects of those. So what we can do to really help with that situation is just little basic things that you wouldn't really think would honestly make a huge difference. But since there are so many people, and you know, if everybody just makes the littlest changes, it can make a big impact. So a few things we can do is like change your light bulbs to fluorescent light bulbs. Those produce like a quarter of amount of the energy, and they actually produce more light than regular light bulbs do, which is a good fact that I did not know about. Another thing you can do is you can drive differently, which means like be more aware of your fuel economy and stuff like that. Just make sure your car is tuned up regularly and make sure it's up to date, so that way it's doing its job. Another thing we can do is instead of just driving differently, you can drive different car, like a hybrid. Hybrids are the number one car right now that really help and are more affordable than, like, say, electric cars or something like that. So yeah. Another thing that we can do to help change and keep our world here is plant things. Be self-sufficient. Go out and garden and plant trees, plant your food, you know, tomatoes. Like, you can grow pretty much everything, literally, food-wise anyway. We can also invest in green energy. So if anything ever happened to fossil fuels, like if we ran out of fossil fuel, we would all be relying on renewable energy. So like solar panels and stuff like that. And I think it's kind of important that we should really kind of try and switch to that kind of energy, because it can make a big difference, and it does the job just as well as doing it using fossil fuels or stuff like that. So I think it's important, and it can be affordable if more people were really focused on it and really wanted it, you know. Another thing we can do is go organic. So stop using pesticides on foods. You know, you want healthy. You want something that is healthy for you and also healthy for your planet. Another main thing that we can do is recycle, obviously. That's probably the one thing that people hear that is like stuck in their head from grade school is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce your waste, reuse things. You know, your shirt gets old or raggedy, you know, use it as a rag. Like, you don't need to throw everything out just because it's broken or doesn't work. Like, find other ways to use it. And recycle your plastics, recycle correctly, make sure everything goes where it's supposed to go, and just doing those simple things. If everybody just contributed just a little things like that, changing your light bulbs, being more aware of your car and everything like that is just, it's really important. And if we all did that and we all educated each other, then we could save our planet. We could make it last longer and make it be here for our future. I'm sure most of you have heard this cheesy saying that there is no planet B. So I really want you guys to think about that and think about how important it is that we don't have any other option. And think about, oh, I don't want to go to the store and spend money on new light bulbs. Like, it's really not a big deal. It is a big deal. And just taking that little extra time and energy in yourself to make a difference will make a difference for our future, especially. And being a mom, just, it worries me that a lot of people don't, think about the future because they're worried about right now. But what is really important is our future. That's what's really important in our planet. So make sure you guys spread the word, educate each other, help each other out, and let's save our planet. Thank you for listening.